I'm gonna let a couple people get up in here real quick. Just let a couple more people get in here. We'll start this off. There you go. I got Street Block in here. All right. Make sure you guys subscribe. It's a third getaway driver. You know, they said there's a lot of cars involved, so we're gonna talk about that. Yes, Brandon Jenkins. Wow. Yes. Remember, the witness said it was two cars that pulled up. Uh, the white car, which we all know, and the black car full of people. And then we also know that it's that gray car, SUV, also full of people. The dudes from the Family Dollar was in there, while the bystander with the camera filming was driving her car. She was blocking the view so people couldn't see them. And she accidentally filmed them on her camera. So that's how we know. Now, so if it's three or four cars there, then yeah, it's gonna be three or four getaway drivers. You know what I'm saying? Duh, it's common sense. So it's not like all these people are doing the hit and then driving themselves. You know what I mean? That's way too much work for one person. These people all got getaway drivers. They already got people in the car ready to pull off. You don't go to a mission. You don't go to a mission and then do everything and then jump in the car, have to turn it on and crank the car and everything like that. It's really usually somebody that's in the car waiting for you to jump in, and they got the doors unlocked, already in reverse or already in drive, you know. And Carlos saying what happened? What happened is that while everybody's looking for one person, it's three or four getaway drivers plus all the people that ran out the back of the store and the ones who actually did the drill. That's what happened. So they're all worried about getting one guy who's all the way now in Dallas, Texas, which is straight drop, because he went live and they got his location from there. So they're not really looking for him because they let the man go live with and he's got the record he's got, and he's using a phone. They should be able to know exactly where he is. So if it's three or four cars like the witness is saying, then it's three or four getaway drivers, because the people doing the hit aren't going to be actually doing the hit and then jumping in the car having to turn it on. Because what if the car don't turn on? What if you got a dead battery for no reason all of a sudden, and you end up getting caught in that stuff? So that's why we know that it's getaway drivers that's making this thing even more complicated as to how many people are involved. And then you got dudes that ran out the back that they could easily identify. Now, let me get Street Block back in here so we can see what he's doing. And if you could put in on here. So Street Block, what you think about how it's three or four getaway drivers?
You know, I really think that
the
the thing is, you have to really sit back. You have to really sit back and pay attention to
what's
what's
really
really.
going on. You got to look at the fact that it was more than one person following him for hours. You got to understand, old girl is some kin of black youngster. That's his cousin. Sad to say, we talked to the family. You know, it was sad, horrible. They were crying, and things like that. Brings out evidence and more truth to what's really going on. Absolutely, yeah. So, like you said, we spoke to the family, and it's a tough time right now, and they know it's hard too. That why are they just just now finding one guy when it's so many more people that they should have easily found in the same time. Because if there's fingerprints for straight drop in that white car, then there should also be fingerprints for the getaway driver and fingerprints for the other dude who's wearing uh, that that hat, you know, that Bass Pro Shop hat guy. All their fingerprints is gonna be in there because they're not professionals. This is their first drill. Let's get that clear. These guys, it's their first drill, and they're not gonna have that mentality to wipe everything clean with alcohol and sanitize it so their prints aren't on there. They found their prints from before they even did all that stuff.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. And the forensic evidence points to JoJo's Black and Black Youngster's cousin. She was the one behind them. She was the one who made sure everything got done strategically. And when I say strategically, we're from the hood, you know? So you have to understand that she set up a lot of guys before in her past time, you know?
Yeah, and it's a lot of girls that be setting guys up. And just like Raven's friend, who came on the scene and was playing the part to make sure to start filming after the guys get away in the Explorer, after the guys from the Family Dollar get away. That way, the first few footage, she's going to offer it and say, oh, this is right after it happened. But the whole time, it was like 5 minutes of them trying to get out the back of the cookie shop and hop in the Family Dollar, and they seen by the other witness lady, 007. So if it's 007, then 007 found out that these dudes came out the back. And if it wasn't for her coming out and saying that, we wouldn't have been able to put two, tie. I already knew that something with the Family Dollar was going on because I made a video talking about the Family Dollar manager did something. And 007 came out after I said that, and I didn't even know the info 007 knew. And she said that the Family Dollar manager has her own strap and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So if they got a security guard in Family Dollar, why does the manager need to have her own strap?
Exactly. Like it's no way that two people's protecting different people up in the same establishment. You have to understand the lady who had told them they were wrong for what they were doing. She has her own security. Like, that's why she wasn't scared of when Makita came in her face.
Like this video if you want us to get an interview with the Family Dollar manager and have her explain the corporate policy for the footage. Because we want to get the footage. Alright, so Viral Industry says, wasn't Raven's sister the one who looks like her there and said Maurice was there on the news?
She was the one that opened the door for the guys who came through the back. She opened the door for the guys who came through the back.
Yeah.
A lot of people feel it's hard to believe, but Raven's twin is
the one that opened the door for the people in the back. And there's people in the laundromat. We heard from sources in Memphis that people in the laundromat saw someone that looked like Raven at the back door. So it ain't hard to believe that, all them people that's in Raven's, I guess her group, they all look alike anyway. So, yeah.
All of them. And you got to understand, Raven's brother, people leaving him out of the equation. Something happened to him because he was the one in the store helping Maurice with the security. Everyone knows this. You guys are from Memphis. We are from Memphis. Listen to me. You have to look at the fact that her brother, something happened to him right after Dolph. Why would something happen to the brother after Dolph? Like, why, regardless if it's related or not?
Makita's brother. Yeah, so we got him. All right, so we back at it. Hey, so Makita's brother, right? The actual Makita girl brother, he was in there working with Raven's brother in the back of the cookie store, and they was supposed to be the people working that day. They purposely made them two work because they didn't want to have too many of them big females because they gonna freak out at all this. They'll pass out from all this crazy stuff that happened that day that they would have seen. So Makita's brother, they was worried about him being the one that was going to actually tell on them because he was not cool with the fact that they was doing this, and it's his sister that they basically getting all this money off of her image and everything off that store. Makita, that's her name. That's his sister. And he's like, man, this isn't right. Something is telling him, how you get a spiritual thing telling you like this is not right. Something told him that.
That's why Young Dolph was looking to the side when he was at the gas station. When Young Dolph was at the gas station, he looked to the side. Why would he be looking around if he ain't comfortable in his own city? Come on now. Young Dolph paid a lot of people to protect him. Ain't no way that many cops was following that man. And Street Blog Media, CEO Media, the top two channels. Listen to me.
Yeah, we gonna break this whole thing down and solve it for y'all. So Makita's brother, they thought he was gonna tell because he an actual real person like that isn't as messed up as the rest of the Cookie family. And so the Cookie family decided to take him out. So when he went to the mall with his son, guess what they did? They had people following him just like how they followed Dolph. And they took him out, unfortunately. R.I.P. to both of them, Dolph and Makita's brother.
You gotta understand, Key Glock brother even stepped up. Key Glock brother even stepped up for Dolph. Key Glock ain't respond to nobody. So if y'all hear somebody saying Key Glock responded to, no, he didn't respond to nothing. Key Glock sitting back chilling, waiting for the right time, because Key Glock already don't like black youngsters. Key Glock been don't like black youngsters since back then. Listen to me, you hear me? Listen, Key Glock used to try to distance himself away from Yo Gotti when Young Dolph and Yo Gotti was, had their little stuff going on. It's no way Yo Gotti tried to act like he put, Key Glock and Young Dolph on. Like how you put them on, man, when they been grinding from the bottom, man. Like real life. You gotta understand and sit back and realize the fact that Yo Gotti wanna try to get all the clout off Young Dolph, like real life. Young Dolph passed Yo Gotti, for real.
And that's exactly, he's right because Yo Gotti is trying to get all this clout off Dolph because that's why Yo Gotti dropping the album now after Dolph got his album. And whole time while Yo Gotti quick put an album together, like quick microwave album, right?
Real quick and dropped it. How you gonna drop it right after that happened to Dolph? You gotta look at the facts. And I'm gonna be honest with you. We gonna solve this case, man. Like real life. Hey, look at the simple fact that Dolph, he made a way. He made a way to put JoJo Splatter on. He made a way to put like a straight drop. Everybody wanted to be with PRE. And this street blog for hell talking. But it's Street Blog Media now. Go subscribe to the channel right now.
Yep.
Subscribe to the channel. Real live, man.
We got a backup channel called Street Blog Media. Street Blog, one word, and media, the second word.
We finna put it in the link right now.
Put it in the link right now. All right. So look, these people that work for Snoop Band's his phone company, we need to get the phone records from there. Because if we can get the phone records from Snoop Band's convo with Dolph that morning, we gonna know exactly the time that he was planning to meet. Because Dolph, it seemed to me, this is just what I'm thinking, because I'm putting two and two together. And what I'm thinking is that Dolph ain't just call Snoop Bands for no reason just to link up. Dolph was already in a sticky situation, found himself locked in the cookie shop. He realized the door was locked, tried to call somebody that he knew can get down there quick. And Snoop Band's the person that probably lived the closest there. So he tried to call him and act like, hey, like he didn't want the people in the cookie shop to know he was calling for help. So he just called Snoop Bands and act like he was telling him about a music video shoot later on, right? So it probably went like this. He called Snoop Bands once he realized that he couldn't get out the front of the cookie shop back to his car. And he called him and he said, oh, hey, Snoop Bands, we still doing that, music video, right? Like, acting all weird, you know what I mean? Like, Dolph don't really call people saying, hey, we still gonna do the music video. It's already a planned thing. Dolph people know time and place when to show up. Like, they on point because they always on tour. So, they exactly what Viral Industry said. Ambush written all over the place. He realized he couldn't get out. And so, this is when he called in. He called the Snoop Bands to try to get down here. Had to play it off like he wasn't really calling for help. But once he got off that phone call, that's exactly when they try to actually like jump him, because Snoop Band said that after that phone call, 2 minutes later he tried to call him back and he got no answer. Back to back calls, no answer. Dang, bro, like right after he just called you, that sound like something happened to Dolph right after that phone call that he made to Snoop Bands. So that means Dolph had to been in that cookie shop when he called Snoop Bands. That's what I'm trying to get to y'all. It's hard for me to get it out there, but yeah, bro was actually in the cookie shop when he called Snoop Bands. He had to have been. Because if he didn't respond, and he didn't respond no more or nothing, then that's how you know that he was already in the store and they had did something to him literally immediately after that phone call. And I know this, my proof is because the cookie shop said themselves that Dolph was at the corner of the front lobby on his phone. So what I'm saying matches up to that story that the cookie shop is saying. They seen him in calling for help to Snoop Bands, and right after he got out that phone call, that's when they decided, hey, it's time to go. It's go time now. And they ambushed Dolph. And Zoila, Paul, I want to say, yeah, I think Maurice did put that in. Maurice the one who had to have been the execution guy.
Yeah, he was.
He wears that hat. And
man, Maurice got all type of shit going on. I'm gonna be honest with you. We're gonna keep it raw, cause y'all gonna come back to this channel real loud. We're gonna spit straight facts. I'm gonna hit y'all with this. Listen, Maurice, money hungry, thirsty ass. Hey, listen to me. He's so thirsty, man. He do anything for money, man. And you gotta understand, a lot of people gotta pay their bills and stuff. People gotta pay their bills. But he did that to Dolph, knowing that Dolph was messing with them. Like Dolph made him the manager and everything. He could have made anybody the manager. He made Maurice the person to go to if they have Makitas. If they got a problem, situation, anything. Maurice slammed that door. Once he slammed that door, that lady moved over. That lady ain't pressed that button for the people to come, but she pressed the button to lock the doors on Young Dolph. Dude stepped up with the dreads, man. And you gotta understand, the reason I ain't saying nothing about dude with the dreads is for the simple fact that dude with the dreads, he land low key. He gonna be locked up, man. Listen, he gonna be locked up next, y'all.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Dude in the dreads gonna be locked up next, because this guy is gonna be an easy person that they can actually get because of how he look. Like, you know how some people who got the dyed hair, like they got the tips that's dyed a different color in their dreads, or they got some kind of the hitters, exactly. They got red tip dreads. They got the blonde tip dreads. That's the type of person that this dude is. So he's gonna be found easy. They got video. He actually gonna be on somebody else's video that's too scared to post right now. That they had a video of like somebody that's in the Family Dollar had came out and took a video and actually bumped into these dudes while they was leaving out the store.
Hey,
and while they was going in.
Come on, man.
And they scared to show this video because it's gonna actually be the one that's closest to get their faces.
Because ain't no way. Listen to me. Hey, like, comment, and subscribe to both of the channels y'all see on the screen. Self-explanatory.
Hey, like and subscribe. Street Blog Media is the backup page. We're gonna talk about exactly some key details in that. We're going to start posting more on that page. And, you know, CEO Media, we're going to still bring the fire on this. Ronnie Stewart, yes, it is verified that he was on the phone with Snoop Bands, because Snoop Bands, you could search it up yourself. He came out with a video where he said, man, if I would have just returned that phone call to Dolph a little bit earlier, or if I would have answered that phone call, what he said that himself, he came out and said he was at the barber shop right after Dolph called him to meet. And then once he was at the barber shop, he got the missed call. So what we got to do now is, if we can get in touch with Snoop Bands so that we can figure out if he can actually get us a copy of that footage, or not the footage of the phone call. Because, you know, if you request that from your phone company, they can give you the recording. That's how they get everything out. You know what I mean? Like, they be getting recordings for all type of stuff, for 911 calls and things like that. So let me read through here and figure out another question. All right, so another question I pulled up here. So, can somebody tell me why Dolph was at the cookie store? Wardell Thomas, that's a great question.
Exactly.
He did not go there to eat no cookies.
The 100K.
Ask Young Dolph Doctor himself. He will tell you Young Dolph don't be eating a lot of food. This dude is not no fat guy. Come on. Bro, skinny people, they're not going to be having that sweet, like, I know I've seen skinny people eat a lot, but Dolph don't be eating cookies like that. Look
because
up any
he be
video.
Drinking the lean. He eat more Jolly Ranchers than the butter cookies that he came from Makita's.
Why I told you to ask his doctor is because his doctor tell him that because you drink so much of this and soda, do not eat no sweets and desserts. That's why you don't hear them saying Dolph came to buy cookies for himself. They're telling you Dolph came to buy cookies for other people, like his mom or grandma, which nobody knows. So, ATG Juju said the cookie spot was like a little shop. Yes, somebody saying they have some sort of recipe to something that they be putting in some of their snacks.
Look, the trap guys.
Yeah.
The trap guys come to Makita's for the cookies when they smoking a lot. But Dolph drinks a lot of lean, man. He drinks lean, man. He don't be wanting no cookies.
Right. He doesn't have the munchies like that. He's jumping and getting cookies. Plus, on top of that, he's already pouring up in Sprites and Gatorade and stuff. He can't have too much sugar. So the reason why he went there is because they actually he had business ownership in this. He had something he was going to pick up from them. He had either loaned them a lot of money and they was only supposed to pay back a little bit, or that he was actually there because he was part owner, and he got them possibly in them Kroger stores, in the grocery stores.
That's the only way.
If we did the math, at the minimum, they're getting $20K a week or $20K a month. If they're getting $20K a week, that's about $2 million in a year. Then if they're going 50-50, Dolph get $1 million, the cookie shop get $1 million, and then what they get to do is every 3 months, which everybody that knows anything about business knows that they do payments by the quarter. They go every 3 months. They say January, February, March. That's 1/4. So it goes like a game, right? You got 4 quarters. So every 3 months, Dolph come to pick up his money earnings from the grocery store sales and all that stuff. So they pay him out.
They knew
when he was gonna come.
So they wanted to pocket the rest of the $100K, because you can't forget, number 1, the $100K. Number 2, Makitas. Number 3, the people following him all around. Number 4, you can't forget that he kept trying to call his homie on the phone, and they tried to make it seem like he was texting while the security was next to him. The security is the one with the dreads who's going to be locked up soon.
Exactly. So people saying, look, they probably didn't pay him his full cut the first quarter, the second quarter, and the third quarter. So he gave him a chance to say, hey, on the last quarter, at the end of November, when I come back to do my turkey drive or whatever, y'all could pay me the rest then. And it was probably way, way more than a couple $100K. It was probably supposed to be like $200-300K that they owed him, because they shorted him on the left.
He don't come outside of the bulletproof car unless it's more than, like I say, about $200-300K.
Yeah.
So you have to understand, they just wanted $100K of the money. He don't step outside of none of his bulletproof cars unless he knows it's a money deal going on with people he trusts. And they had Maurice in there that day. When Maurice closed that door, right before he pulled up real quick, like the thing I'm still trying to figure out and put my finger on is the simple fact that Maurice pulled up. Why is you pulling up and then acting like you don't know who you pulling up for? You saw Dolph's car right there when you pulled up, man.
Yeah, and bro, ATG, he did have all them chains on, and look what they charge Straight Drop with. They charge him with theft too. So what could he have stole? Them chains.
And that watch, man.
And that watch.
That watch was the way him breaking the glass with the arm, because the watch was on the arm. He hit the glass. Once he hit the glass after he fell over the table, bro, you gotta understand that they had all rights to run up with the Dracos and grab it. That's why they ran up with the Dracos, bro. Make sure he stay still, bro, while they take the watch and stuff.
Right. And Cedric McDonald, you said a cookie shop ain't making that much. Exactly. By themselves, they're not making that much. But when you get a big boss like Dolph to come in, and he got pulled with these companies in the city, so he gave them an opportunity he negotiated the deals to distribute the cookies, because this dude knows distribution deals. That's how his whole career based off of. So what they did was he got them into the big grocery stores where they actually taxing them on these bags of cookies. And the majority of the work that they do in the cookie shop is actually bagging up these cookies, sealing them up, and putting them in the delivery vans that come I think it's like 10 to 20 stores that they're inside of, and they got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 delivery drivers pulling up every single day, and they filling up their truck with hundreds of these cookies, all because Dolph hooked them up with that connect to these grocery stores. So that's why Dolph even associates with them, is because he knew how to do the type of business deal that they needed with these grocery stores. He got it done, and they just were supposed to come up with the 50-50, because the money goes into their business account. Young Dolph got to pull up, sweet talk them, and da-da-da, and act like they family and whatnot until they hand over and cough up that money. So basically, it's a money deal gone wrong. They were supposed to pay him his cut, and they didn't want to. And so, isn't it sweet that if you take out the person that owes you, you don't owe them, or that you owe money to, now you got the money that you was going to pay them, and you don't got to pay them no more. And now you got the company.
Because they had no ownership, but they had documents stating that, and this is not confidential information, it's public records. They have documents stating that Maurice, his name was at the bottom of the paper when Dolph signed and got the company, not at the top of the paper. Because when your name at the bottom of the paper, that means that you're the last person it goes to, you know. And Dolph didn't have anybody else he trusted for his company to go to if something happened.
Yeah, and look, Mari Sanders, you said that the cookie packages look different now. Is because Dolph got them a deal with Nabisco, and it was Nabisco is the same company that be making all these snacks like Nutty Buddy, all these snacks, right? But he got them the same type of deal like he got the grocery stores, and basically he would have got a cut, and if he wasn't there no more, then Makita get to keep all of his cut.
That's why they tried to not let us in the door when we went to Makita's to ask questions because we're a popular channel. You got to understand, Makita Raven would not let us in the door. She act like they wasn't even open. We went early in the daytime, but you know that they open up at a certain time. So why couldn't we come in? Like, why would they let us in? Only thing we had was the camera. That's it, bro.
They wouldn't let us in, so there's something fishy. They don't want people seeing. And somebody said Maurice put the table there after the fact, or that table's not usually there. Well, that's weird because something's got to happen to do with that table. They moved it, and there must be a hole in that table. You know what I mean? And that's why that exactly where Dolph was is where the table was.
The table leg broke. It wasn't. I thought it was a hole in it when I saw it, but the leg of the table was broke. So forensics was gonna ask them like, why is the leg broke on the table? And it looked like it was right here because the pressure of a person falling on the table, like backwards, like how Dolph did, the pressure of you falling on a four-legged table, it's like it's gonna scrape the floor of one of the floors.
Tiles.
The tiles, exactly.
He absolutely right. They scratched up the tiles so there was a fight on that table. They did some weird stuff to Dolph on that table.
Yeah, exactly what they did was run over there, they grabbed the watch off his arm, they grabbed the chain off his neck, and then they made sure JoJo Splat them didn't let him get up when Black Youngster's sister and cousin them rode past in the car. Because Black Youngster brother, he said he wants no involvement in it because he still got to go around and go to stores, and he still be out there by himself, and Black Youngster really ain't looking out for him, just like Black Youngster's friend said. You know?
Yeah.
He gotta come to his city. Like, he gotta really hide when he come to the city. He can't just come to the city openly.
And Mari's saying that they've been going there for a while, and they just put that table there. So that means, if they just putting a table there now, then they're covering up something that's on the ground, like a hole there. For some reason that Dolph ended up in that position that he was over there, is they must have there's something, there's evidence, something on the ground there that they're trying to put all these plants and tables and newspapers and chairs and shit like that, and trying to make it look like to not pay attention to what's really there.
Exactly, because the dude with the dreads, he didn't want them knowing he was in there because the scrapes on the ground a lead back to him standing next to Young Dolph.
Yeah, and Ziola's saying scene looked like it's staged. It probably was. A lot of people are saying that it don't make no sense why he ended up with his arm sticking out the window like that. They did something and dragged him up by the window, so that way they knew that if the people from the front come and make it look like they did something.
Yeah, 'cause ain't no way. Look, I'm going to break it down for you guys. I want you to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new to the channel. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to Street Blog Media. Subscribe to CEO Media. It's the same thing. Listen, I'm going to break it down just like this. Number one, it's no way Young Dolph fell. It's no way he fell. A lot of people have theories that if the bottom of the glass is out, it's no way that his arm is all the way out the window and his head is right there. You see no blood. You see nothing leaking.
Nope.
You see nothing leaking.
And look, the reason why Maurice will come and put that table there after the fact is so that they can try to make a lie to say that he got hit and tripped over and then ended up where he ended up. But that's not what happened. Dude wasn't there when everything went down. There was probably started this commotion in the back hallway by the office. Because if they was doing a money exchange or counting it up or using the money counter or something, they would have went in that back office. And so
they was about to go in the back office.
They was about to go there, and something happened in between that office and in between that lobby.
Yeah. Yeah, something happened. A lot of things happen right there. You got to understand. Young Dolph ain't finna come in no store and stand in no lobby. He's a boss. He's finna go straight to the back. Unlike Yo Gotti. Yo Gotti comes into the store, he has to stand in the lobby because he's not a boss. And he hang around a lot of people, so all of them can't fit in the office. Listen, Young Dolph went to count up. After he counts up, next thing you know, they want everything. You have to understand, money was involved in this.
Yeah, and they want him inside the store. They can't do anything to him outside the store because then they can't collect on insurance. You know what I mean? They get a check off this too by just being inside. And Yvette Jones said, so did they edit the camera? They did some. They claiming Raven claiming that the security company that ADT that be doing that thing, they got the footage. But I talked to a business owner that has that same security company, and they said it's in the contract that they cannot hold your footage. You need to actually cough up that footage.
Yeah,
exactly.
And they sent us screenshots of pictures as well as the JoJo Splat pictures, but you have to understand the pictures that we give you guys, those are the pictures we're getting from Makita's Raven. We're not getting from anyone else, any other source but Makita's Raven. She's trying so hard and desperately to reach out to us to get us to basically leave the Dolph case alone, but we told her we're not accepting anything. We don't want any money for this. All we want is the truth.
Yeah, and we all know that they're not the only. Maybe not everybody knows this, but they're not the only people in that building with cameras. The landlord lady, she could have her actual cameras in there to be watching her property. We're talking about the actual person that owned the building. It's weird if you put your cameras in a rental house and you the owner of the house, but if you got a building, like a commercial building, you could put cameras in there to watch your property and everything like that. And so she got the real deal thing that happened. And that's why when they sent up that little Raven friend to go and try to throw dirt on her name at her own house, that's when she actually started exposing them, saying, "Hey, this is what you guys are doing to people in that cookie shop," because she actually has seen what they had done, And it ain't for no reason this old lady talking about y'all bad people, y'all do this to people, like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? I wanna keep it clean and safe, PG out here. But she said she was exposing them, and that's when Raven Friend backed off and she dipped. She dipped out of there. So it's all, yeah, man. So get these likes up, because get the likes up for us, man.
Hit the likes, man.
And make sure you subscribe.
Hit the likes. Hit the likes. Hit the subscribe button on this channel, CEO Media, and hit the subscribe button on Street Blog Media. That's the backup channel, y'all. If y'all want to hear raw and uncut, that's the backup channel. Go flock to that channel. Everybody go and subscribe to Street Blog Media.
Hey, thank you, Angie BZ, 100%. Facts. Right. So we trying to we really got to read and understand this stuff before we give it to y'all, so we can give it to y'all straight. Public info, exactly.
Yeah,
They giving y'all public info. We taking the real facts and trying to put two and two together. It's been almost 2 months now, and we actually over here are getting real close to getting stuff out. Now we're getting real good connections in Memphis to get answers to y'all questions.
Yeah, and a lot of people know that it's a lot of bloggers that are giving information out, but it's just babble. It's just not accurate information that you guys can basically put a puzzle together off. You feel me? So listen to me. This one thing in this case that we're gonna find out, we're gonna bring it to you guys full fledged. No hesitation. How we do. Listen to me, you guys. Get the likes up. Share this video on Facebook, Twitter, every social site.
Hey, Zoila Paul's right. Maurice did it. And Maurice is a weird dude, man. Y'all need to watch him in these videos where he coming out looking left and right. He just looked like he knows something. He acting too smooth on the scene.
Maurice don't want everybody to know that he wanted part of Makita's, and he is Yo Gotti's uncle, CMG.
Yep, thank you, 420 Parlay King. We some real Dolph fans, and we try to talk to the people out there that's in the front lines in Memphis, and we really want to get the answers. And thank y'all for commenting, because we want to answer all y'all questions to keep this going.
No, it's 2 channels.
There's 2 channels. Street Blog Media. Street Blog is one word, media is the second word. That's the backup page. We're going to expose it and break it down on there and continue to tap into CEO Media over here too. And so, yeah, Tambora Tree said it is suspicious. Yes, it is. Everything is very suspicious about all the situations going on there. Everything leading to the call from Snoop Bands, the timing, them saying that everything happened at 12 or 11, but we're hearing that Dolph might be calling for help at 9 or 8, 10 or 8, right?
He was out early because Dolph got up like around 6. Once he got up at 6, he did everything he had to do. He had to make sure the house was locked and everything, G.
Yep.
And once he left out the house, he knew that Snoop Bands was going to meet him up there anyway. But he was calling Snoop Bands, telling Snoop Bands to come earlier. People don't know that Maurice tried to block Snoop Bands from coming because Maurice knew that Snoop Bands would have helped Young Dolph if he was there.
Exactly. And so, look, the fact that Raven and Maurice's story don't match, that's another thing that's suspicious. And then the fact that Raven said that the mom lady is the one that opened the store. If she opened the store and we are getting in the timeline that Dolph calling Snoop Bands might be asking for help at that same time, then there's a lot of people that could have actually been in that cookie shop, because they're putting people in times where we're later finding out that it matches more up that he was there earlier at opening time to get everything before customers come in. So will Straight turn himself in? No, he will not. He could turn himself in because he's just an informant. He works for the boys. He actually knows the names of the people that are coming after him from MPD. And these Marshall guys, they could track him from his IG posts all day, so they should have been swept him up. He in Dallas. Like, I could go pull up on him right now. And why are they not doing the same thing, right? Exactly. So this dude is ultimately the worst thing that's going to happen to him is either turn himself in or he gets gone in the streets. Other than that, if he has it his way, he going to get his fake documents and try to get up in Mexico. I thought he was going to hit North Carolina and hit up them cruise ships that's for the low and get out that way. But it makes sense that he went south and the dudes in the Tahoe went north. The dudes in the Explorer went another way. Everybody split up directions out that cookie shop, out that Family Dollar that day. So let's see. We're going to pull up some more questions. I'm going to let Street Blog go ahead and put some input in on everything. What you think about the mom opening up the shop?
I think the mom, she really played a part in boxing Young Dolph in for the simple fact that Young Dolph.
Because if she opened up the shop, didn't that make her the one who locked the door on him too?
Yeah, because
she got the keys, right? You got to press something, right?
In the back door, they got a padlock on the back door. If they didn't have the padlock on the back door, Dolph wouldn't have been boxed in like that. And people got to understand how real street niggas think. Real street niggas, they be on some, I'm finna run out the back door, side door, hop out the window, everything. I ain't finna play no game. Like, people don't understand that. Like, you gotta understand, like, Young Dolph didn't want them doing that to him, man. Young Dolph did what he did for a reason.
Yup. And, bro, so Raven just kind of ratted out the lady and everything, you know what I mean? By saying that she's the one that opened the store, because, you know, she's the one that got the keys then, so how you know she didn't lock him in there? So, straight drop, he just gonna end up chilling until they come and scoop.
That's somebody.
Yeah, so who's that with the chef hat on? Or they got the do-rag on.
Banana. It's me, Banana. Hi.
Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Make sure you subscribe to the new channels, Street Blog Media, and stay tapped in to CEO Media. So go
Okay.
ahead and put in the comments so we could get you up on here.
Yes, I see that everybody is when it comes to Raven and her family, and I've said this over and over and over again. There's a couple of things that stand out with her, because like you said, when you tell one lie, you got to when you try and tell another lie, you got to cover that lie, and you keep forgetting the first lie you done told. Now, the first thing I had to say is because Raven, everybody knows that she's in control. She was in control of that cookie shop, okay? Now she went on TV. I'm not gonna tell y'all what, out of the blue. I'm gonna tell y'all things that she have said. She have said that it was only 3 people working that day. If you look at the videos, I counted 6 people working that day. That's one lie she told. And another thing, when it comes to these cameras, she also stated that the cameras wasn't working properly. But there is video out there when they got robbed. I seen 3 boys jumping over the counter, which the video looked pretty fine to me. Now you got to ask yourself this question: after 22 years of using those same cameras, 2 weeks before Dolph got killed, you installed new cameras. But my $1,000,000 question is, if you're moving to a shop already planned, already got in the making, why do you need to install brand new cameras in a shop that you are about to close down? That right there does not make any type of sense. And I didn't hear anybody ask that question. There's a lot of lies that she keep telling. And even if you look at the video with her mother, it's sad to say, I don't want to say her mother is involved, but my opinion, because Maurice was dead looking in the mother mouth on the news camera, he was looking at her mouth as please don't mess this up, and how, if she wasn't so-called there, like Raven said, she wasn't there, her father wasn't there, the mother wasn't there. How do y'all know he was buying cookies for his mother? How? If y'all wasn't there?
Exactly. How do you know he was buying cookies for anybody? Why would he even say that he buying cookies for somebody when he the one coming there to buy them?
And I hope y'all paid attention. She made a great point about them having them same cameras for all these years, and then all of a sudden, when Dolph about to come back into town 2 weeks specifically before this whole situation, they switch up the cameras, and then now they do something happen to him, and then they all of a sudden making up brand new type of cookies with his name on it, which is so disrespectful.
Right, and the cameras were bad, but I clearly seen on video where the 3 guys was robbing them, and that I could see real clear, and you know, and they didn't even get robbed. From my understanding, they didn't even get robbed in 2021. So what was the purpose of putting the brand new cameras if you already got this place about to open up over here? I'm not gonna waste money in putting no brand new cameras in the shop I'm about to close the doors to. That just don't make no sense to me, you know?
Right, and if they're closing the doors, they're probably trying to find a way where they can kind of come up on some kind of lick on the way out. You know what I mean?
Because,
a lot of people, when they know something's about to go sour, something's about to go bad, they run off on the plug, you know?
Right, and that's why them cameras was installed. If they were installed, I mean, we're just going by her saying they put brand new cameras in. We don't got proof that they really put brand new cameers in. You know,
right, exactly. Them could have been some old ass cameras that they had up there from a long time ago. You hear me?
Right.
Real life. Like them could have been some old ass cameras. People ain't nobody finna sit there and invest no money in no bullshit and then think they gonna.
And you gonna close
shit down and move somewhere else, get new cameras.
All of these people is there at the same time, and they all get there before the police. That don't make no sense. How y'all all there at the same trigger tray at Family Dollar? Maurice there, the mom there, Raven there, all of y'all there before the police.
There, but y'all was just on the other side of town though. And another thing I like to say too is that, you know, people need to understand this thing is way deeper than what people really think, because it's for the simple fact. Like, to me, I believe in my heart that the police was even involved, for the simple fact, the way they handled that crime scene. If you look at that video, when you're investigating, you know, when they're investigating the crime, they don't let somebody walk inside no crime scene back and forth all the way to the back. The girl went all the way in the back. They were just letting people do anything, you know. So that makes them look very suspicious also.
Yeah, they knew that there was going to be some people that was going to be there to actually play their role. So that's why they wasn't bothering too many people until it got to a point where it was a lot of people. So they said, if you're not a witness, we're going to block your car in. Right? And so another thing is that the H guy here said that 901 Trigger Tray already all these people at Family Dollar, all these people on scene, but they're not getting questioned, and they're the ones who have the most ties to this establishment that is doing this weird stuff to Dolph, you know, this ambush.
Because MPD not gonna do it because they crooked, dog.
He wants to be down with PIE so bad. Hey, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, y'all. Go ahead.
And then you have to also remember too,
fishing for the big fish now, man. So it don't even matter about that Family Dollar shit. They already can see the Family Dollar footage and see 901 over there. So he's fried. So, but the thing is, though, anybody that ran a business or worked with somebody in a small business, now you know damn well that when shots ring off, you calling the police. The first thing you do is call, because you leave that paper trail to show, you know, I didn't do nothing. I called the police. They keep on saying somebody else called the police for them. What the fuck? The police right down the street. All y'all had to do was call the police, but you on the phone with Raven because you want Raven to come down there and save your ass, Maurice. That's what you wanted.
Right. And another thing also too that I was thinking about also is that when it came to that cookie shop, you know, like I said, it was too many. She's backtracking on too many lies. That she's forgetting the first lie that she told. Because let me explain something to you. A lot of people know. Now, this is what I know for a fact. A lot of people know that, you know, people wanted him dead. You know what I'm saying? For their reasons, CMG, Yo Gotti, all them, they wanted him dead. So they couldn't just go in there and just kill him anywhere. They had to come up with a plan in order to, you know, assassinate him so it wouldn't look like it was, you know, if I'm going to kill somebody, I'm not going to just go in there and kill him because everybody know I don't like him. So I got to come up with a plan to make it seem like I didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, exactly. They're not going to try to touch him by their own hands. You know what I mean? Obviously, everybody knows these days somebody that's got some type of money is going to use somebody else like a little crash test dummy, some little scrapper that can go and handle that dirt for you. So they're not going
The
to try
little
to.
man. This is why
They
this
formulated
is
up
why
the plan.
right, and this is why they're
Go
killing
ahead.
the little man's off because you know when these big people start putting in hits for somebody for the little man to go do it. Now they got to kill off the little man because you know who sent the hit.
That's what
Yeah,
young
exactly.
his
So
stuff.
that's why they threw Straight Drop under the bus because they know
Hmm.
that this guy could be an easy fall guy because of his past, and he's the person that got the most type of recent beef with Dolph as far as getting dropped off PRE and then picking up Big Moochie Grape. Then you see JoJo's Platinum go snatch Big Moochie Grape chain, and that's a snowball of effects that led to what happened. So it was them
Hmm.
from the beginning. Once Straight Drop actually got no more calls from PRE to do no more features, and he officially got dropped off because they figured out he was snitching, right? Yeah. So then
Hmm.
that's when he had to figure out to move to the other team, which is CMG. He must have had came into contact with somebody once he started beefing with Dolph. Because if you beef with Dolph, you gonna start being friends with other people that beef with Dolph. So the other people beefing with
I
Dolph is
gotta ask y'all a
CMG dudes,
question.
right?
It's called ops clicking up.
Yeah, ops click up, exactly. So anybody that knows that would know he's gonna click up with the other side, and then that's when they start saying, okay, if you want to do something about it, then here's a plan. And then that's when chain snatching start happening. That's
Rascal
when
Kings and
stores
stuff.
start getting robbed, fake, and then Dolph come up, and Makita gave the drop to them. How did Raven and them notice and get the info to Straight Drop in them is because Raven manages a rapper, and that's her boyfriend, and she came out on a radio station like last year saying that she said it would be cool if she was managed or signed to or worked with CMG. So from that
Hmm.
point on, in her mind, she already knew that
She's gonna do whatever it takes.
She gonna do what it takes to click with him.
So that
Raven
Right.
always gonna
registration
put her
get
foot in
on.
her mouth, y'all. Raven gonna always put her foot in her mouth. I want y'all to honestly think about this and answer this. When she was doing them interviews with old boy, we know who he is, and
Hmm.
Trey doing them videos, they over there telling on themselves. Why the fuck
Right.
would Raven
Right,
say
right.
that? Why the fuck? Hold on. Why the fuck would Raven say straight drop, not the shooter? How the fuck do you know the shooter when you keep saying I wasn't there? And then you saying that the video, you don't even care about the video. You gave the video to the police, whoop de whoop, whatever. If how the fuck do you know straight drop, not the shooter? Then he could
Right.
very much well be the shooter,
Hmm. Because she know. Because she
even though
know.
he not. Even though he
She might
not.
not have
But I'm
called the
just
shot, but
saying, bro. You
she
don't
was
come
in
out and
on it.
say that. You don't come out and
And if
say that.
they're
You keep
worried
your
about
mouth
getting
shut.
all these accusations and stuff about them being involved, anybody would know to get a lawyer, and the lawyer would tell you not to go talk to nobody and to lay low. And
But
that's the
wait,
advice
but
they
she
give
said
that
that.
advice to
She
any.
That's how we keep
she
getting
said that on the
information
other show
because
that
they
he's
ain't
talking
keeping
about.
quiet.
That show that the guy mentioned, she said that. She said, my lawyer advised me not to come up there. But she been up there mad times. But I thought you said your
Right.
lawyer told you not to come up there.
Weeks on
And the
him,
reason
man.
why they went up there with old boy's skull is because they know that he's the type of person that they can actually push around and be able to go up there and try
Influence.
to like say whatever they can say to come up with something to clear their name, right? But whole time they're not good at this, so they start snitching on themselves. They
They're
start
not. And
talking
that's
too
what
much.
happened.
They
Right.
foot
She
in
was
their
talking
mouth.
too much.
Makita Raven, she knew she messed up when she went
Hmm.
on Dude Page. We not gonna
Hmm.
say his name, we just gonna say Dude Page. She knew
Uh-huh.
she messed up for the simple fact that she was giving too much information. You hear me? Too much
Hmm.
information.
And then
Like
and
that's
then when she
too
went back up there again, she kept lying about it. She kept putting her foot, like you
right.
said, talking too much, putting her foot in her mouth. And like I said, like I told everybody, this was already planned before he even came in town because they had to get the perfect plan. And what they did was, you know what? He's coming in town for the turkey giveaway. They was already set in motion. The shooters was already set. All this to me was already set in motion. They just had to wait for him to go to that turkey Thanksgiving giveaway, and that's when they had planned all. They had it already planned. That they felt like this was the perfect time and the perfect cover. But when she got on that show, who we talking about, she put a foot in her mouth.
Exactly. They don't know what they got themselves into coming out and talking all this stuff, but because they didn't
Yeah.
expect this to happen. Because you know why? It just goes to prove that they thought they thought that
Their
the
lives is
12
covered up.
had their back or something. Somebody was gonna have their back where they're not gonna get in trouble. That's why they're not afraid to go up on them shows and say their side of the story. They're not afraid to keep coming on live and all this stuff and keep showing up to work. Because if they really thought they was in danger and going through therapy and all this stuff, why are they continuing all this stuff?
Why is she still meeting up with Yo Gotti, y'all? Why is she still meeting up with Yo Gotti? Why is Makita's Raven still meeting up with Yo Gotti?
Because I'm gonna take you back.
That we don't know about.
That's automatic.
I'm gonna take you back to the video her sister made of the twins, and when her sister said, "Oh, the twins is down with CMG now, but that's still within but still within the family." Okay, now if you take that into consideration, what you mean still within the family? That means you're a part of that family because you didn't say they went over to CMG to a new artist or to a new whoever. You said it's still within the CMG family. That's what she said out her mouth.
Yeah. Anybody, look, they got a family business, right? And most of their family work for them. So if any of them got ties to CMG, is going to come back with some type of money to do where they're going to filter it through the business. That's why they are a prize in the eyes of anybody with some type of street ties and money, because that's a way they could flush some cash through that business, through that cookie shop. Because they could, and then on top of that, They're gonna say whatever they gotta say to make it look like they not making that much money on paper, so they can still get them business loans and still try to get they be getting like little grants and awards from the city just for being like minorities or being small business. They take advantage and milk all that stuff. They'll do anything for the paper.
That sister Raven twin, right?
And you can't tell me in the middle of a pandemic the cookie shop was making that much money. You can't tell me that. Cookies ain't making that much money in the middle of a pandemic.
Exactly.
Right. Ain't nobody really going out there.
Raven Twin was on the news saying Maurice was there, man. Raven Twin was on the news saying Maurice was there, and everybody wanted to skip past it. She cracked the case. And then I seen something on Facebook with Raven's sister, Raven Twin. She telling everybody that they telling her to shut the fuck up. Come on,
That's
man.
Crazy.
Because they stories are contradicting. They don't want too many stories. That's why they keep letting Raven talk. They don't want too many stories out there. That's why they keep letting Raven go up there and put her foot in her mouth. Because it's too many stories. If you got Maurice telling the story, that's why nobody's telling the story but her. Because she figures she got all this down pat. But you don't understand. Your lies are not making no kind of sense at all.
The reason why Raven's the one talking is because she the operation manager for the store. So when it come down to any kind of public affairs or anything like that, she's got to be the person to say all that. That's why Maurice had to say what he had to say in his little BS interview, and ever since then he didn't talk because they said, all right, Raven, you're going to be the one that's going to have to get us out this mess. So we're going to leave all the talking to you.
Like you said, she's the operational business. She's hiring, she's firing. Yep. So if you're hiring and firing, you talking about there's 3 workers that day, that goes back. You talking about 3 workers, but in the video, it shows 6 people working that day. So come on now. That was a lie she told.
And then you can see in the video that the lady in the Infinity had, she pans and zooms over to the everybody that's on the side of that cookie shop about a gold car, and you can see it's 2 dudes that was working plus Maurice, and they had a lady in there that looked like she was the one that was in the front register who seen the she's the one who apparently pressed some button or was taking the order, but the whole time they said Maurice was the one who took the order, and then they start lying about what kind of cookies he's getting and who he's getting it for. So that's where they start messing up.
Across that Maurice was walking on the pavement like right by the Makitas. Where he was looking at? He was looking at Family Dollar, looking over there at that Ford.
Yes, he waited to look and make sure that they left. And when 007 said that she followed the dudes that ran out the back of the cookie shop, she followed them into Family Dollar. And when they walked out, they turned right to go towards the Tahoe that's picking them up. But then at the same time, Maurice come out the cut and he turned left and go down that sidewalk. And then once he gets to the end of that sidewalk, he's turn around and look and make sure that the people gotten that whip and left.
Hmm. And
So
another thing,
he's looking out. He knows. Go ahead.
and another thing, I was wondering also, people was wondering, well, why they didn't kill him here or why they didn't kill him somewhere else? For a simple fact, if they got them doors where you can, they had to block them in. How else is they going? What other place can they could have locked him in where he couldn't get out? That cookie shop. He couldn't get.
Right.
They had to bust him out that cookie shop. So once they got him in there, they locked him in.
Yeah, they said they upgraded and beefed up their security. That could include locks that lock you in, basically, and they have to buzz you to get out. You're right. So that's
Hmm.
why he was locked in there. And Raven said that it's the mom that opened up the shop that morning. So she
Hmm.
already snitched on her and said she was there. But how does Raven know that unless she on the phone all morning talking about, oh, what are all these people doing, or was she actually tagging along with the mom to open up the cookie shop?
Hmm.
So
And I,
like
and
anybody
why
could have
did
been on scene, but they're not being questioned.
right? And I haven't heard nothing about their phones now. If they're investigating, why they didn't track her phone to actually see where she was at? I mean, that's what cell phones do. They
They
ping off of
probably
different
is.
places.
We really don't
Right.
know. They could be tracking her right now, and she thinking she's so scot free. That's what they want her to think, that she's scot
Mm.
free. No time they
Right.
on her ass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they letting them go get away scot free. So if they can get location on people and all this off the cell phones, why can't we get the actual phone call from MPD to Makita's or the 911 call from the
Or even
laundromat,
from Maurice to
anything
her,
like that,
or even from Maurice to her to find out where exactly was she at.
or from Snoop Bands and Dolph to figure out where they was gonna meet and what time all this what time was Dolph actually active and driving around that morning, so we could
Mm-hmm.
see how long were they following him for. Where
Let me
was
throw
his?
y'all this scenario real quick so we can make it
Go
make
ahead.
sense. If we honestly have a cookie shop, right, and it's a small business, and we just got robbed a couple weeks ago. Okay, we just got robbed, and our cameras caught it. That's a good thing. Our cameras caught it. All right, so now we're gonna get this Draco and make sure that we really protect it. All right, some shots just went off in our shop. Wouldn't we already have our camera set? We would already be ready for all of this stuff because we didn't been robbed before. We're not
Mm-hmm.
gonna sit here and take the cameras down, and all of that stuff will be working. It'll be working because we just got robbed, man. Yeah, like
Right, but
it's
you got to remember they didn't get robbed in 2021. They got robbed in 2020. So there was
it
no
don't
need to put
matter.
bread in the
It don't
table.
matter. That's only a year ago. We can't just say, "Oh, it's 2020." We got robbed in 2020. We got robbed and we got our shit took. This our
Right, but,
business.
but but that's what I'm saying. If you would have got robbed in 2020, when you think you put cameras up in 2020 and not 2021, 2 weeks before Dolph got
Exactly.
there?
That's what
They
I'm
would have put
saying.
the cameras up earlier if they was actually worried
Right,
about that kind of stuff,
Well, I'm not
not
trying to
2 weeks
hear that
right.
before
camera
a
stuff
major
and that
incident.
footage stuff. That was a still shot from a camera, and they trying to mess they, you know what I'm saying? They trying to get their way out of this, but they putting their foot in their mouth.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So like what he was saying, continuing off the scenario he was saying. So if rounds get fired off in your cookie shop, so and wouldn't you be the one that called 12, right? And then say, hey, it's another thing
Exactly.
that
You see where
happened.
I'm
Come
going?
quick. Right. And then not only that, but why are they? Not a single one of them is crying, distraught, showing any type of emotion. I done seen
Nothing.
so much tragic stuff on the news or whatever or in person, and people be crying, people be showing emotion, people be saying OMG or I can't believe this, hands on their head, pacing back and
Right,
forth. But what I
right.
saw was nervousness out of these people. I seen
Mm-hmm.
everybody being nervous because they just played a part in some crazy situation. Yeah.
Right. And if he was so-called family like they said, like if he was so-called family like they said, that goes back to what you're saying. I mean, how do you just go up there on TV and don't, like you said, and show no remorse, no crying? But this is somebody that's supposed to be just like family to y'all. He's been coming in there all these years. I mean, not even a tear had dropped, you know? So
Here
that
go
didn't
another
even look right.
scenario, sister. Here go another scenario. Okay, so this is y'all family, right? Dolph is y'all brother. Dolph is this and that. Okay, get the fuck on my face. But look at this though, right? Dolph is y'all family. Why y'all never seen Dolph's son in there getting him cookies and stuff like that, and the daughter? Y'all never was in there with his family members, and they was getting cookies together on a family date, getting some cookies. And nah, y'all never seen nothing like that. Cause Dolph wasn't really family like that with y'all. Dolph was in
Mm-hmm.
there. stash spot for Dolph. That was a money spot for Dolph. That was his business. He didn't care about
Mm-hmm.
that spot like that, man. If that was a family spot for him and a family thing for him, he would have went and took his son up there and his daughter up there. They would have known them like that. They would have been talking more about Trey and stuff like that. But they don't care about him. They cared about that money. They wanted to take Dolph out, man. We really got to got this
You
shit, bro.
right. Because the thing is that they never. Okay, I be watching Grove Hero and Young Dolph, IG, and all them. Everybody from Paper Route, all 2020 from the beginning. And I see every time they do the food truck post, every time they pop up, do a tour in another city, right? And every time they're shouting out the people from their neighborhood, everybody who got something going on. They collect money from people to pay for promotion. Not once did I ever see from their pages them promoting Makita's cookies at 100 different people that they promoted that sell T-shirts, girls that sell candles, chefs that have food trucks and things like that. So
Dolph
what y'all
didn't
think
want that
about
place
that?
to be. Dolph didn't want that place to be associated with him because he knows somebody could run up on him and take him down at that place. Now I know a lot of people might think like Dolph didn't have his kids with him like that because he was getting shot at and stuff like that before. But if you honestly think about it, bro, like that's a cookie spot. You know what I'm saying? They don't know Dolph kids, and you saying that's your family. You said that's your family. Ain't nobody
Mm-hmm.
else said that. You said that's your family. You talk about
Yeah,
some
I
his
never
mom and
heard
stuff
Dolph
order
call
strawberry
them
and lemon.
family.
Don't you know that his mom like strawberry and lemon so good? Come on, man. His mom didn't order no
Right.
strawberry lemon.
And
They don't know
another
that.
scenario, in another scenario, I just thought about like how we know he wasn't actually buying cookies to take over to the turkey giveaway. You know how people just bring stuff like coffee or cookies or donuts. How we know he didn't go there to get cookies to take to the Thanksgiving turkey giveaway to just to have sitting around for people to just pick up and stuff. So you gotta look at why did he before he even went to that. What was the purpose of even going to that cookie shop before he went to the turkey giveaway? He might,
Exactly.
he might have been there waiting for that order that he had already placed, so he could take him some cookies over there to that Thanksgiving turkey giveaway.
Hey, look what
He
they
could have
saying
put
in
a
the
big
comments,
order in or
CEO
something,
media.
yeah, and paid, and
Look
they
what they
got
said in the
greedy or
comments. They
something.
said I say talk to Tamika Hurd. And they do need to interview Tamika Hurd a couple of more times because Tamika Hurd seen what happened and she was there.
Yeah, to me, hey, the reason why they're not interviewing her is because they finna have her as an actual witness in court. So it's some people that they can't actually put up on TV or anything until they need some people to stay for some type of court. And like I said, they don't want to hear the act. They don't want her to say exactly what happened. They just need her to say what they want her to say, what they got planned. They're looking for if she could say and stick with the narrative for them that it was straight drop, then that's perfect for them. But they're not going to use her if she doesn't stick with that story. If she actually exposed and say the truth because she's tired of this cover up stuff, then they're gonna end up she's gonna be
It's gonna
missing
be
or
a
something's gonna be
Rico.
weird where they're not gonna end up using her. They're gonna end up saying that she's not credible enough.
It's gonna be a
So
Rico, man.
And you know what? And you know what? I just thought of something else too because allegedly I heard that he went into that cookie shop twice that morning, twice. So I'm thinking now, the first time he go in there was his order not ready, and they knew it wasn't gonna be ready, so they had him come back that second time because he probably did come a little earlier than what he was supposed to, and they probably, think about it, by everybody being put into play already, it was already planned. This is my thing. It was already planned, everybody put in play, and he came actually, to
she cut out. Okay, so
Cut out.
hey, so look, they stalled him out. They was trying to keep him there for a little while to end up doing some kind of thing because they was nervous to actually make the move and the jump to do an ambush. So that's why they locked him in and kept him there, and he had enough time to make that phone call to Snoop Bands. So that's the Angie Beezy. They did stall him out, and Raven knew about this whole
Man, I
situation,
really
and
feel
that's why
like
they
Dolph
trusted
was
her
in
to
that
talk.
shop for a long time. Yeah. I feel like Dolph was in
Mhm.
the shop for a long time. Yeah, bro. Like Dolph was
He
in that
was,
shop
and they
bad for a
had to
long
stay.
time. Like
Everybody's
how the
saying
police
it looked like
officers
they
right down the
staged
street.
it.
Y'all pointed that out. Y'all pointed that out. Police officers right down the street. They office right down the street. And y'all telling me y'all couldn't get there and like see
Exactly.
people moving and doing all this other shit? Don't nobody supposed to
Hey,
be moving on a crime scene like that.
somebody posted a video of it's a random video of some white dudes like, and they be metal detecting, right? And they actually in the woods behind the Makita shop. And they posted a video where the same day, it was actually in the early morning, like around 9 a.m. They was back there, and they posted that video because they said you could hear gunshots going off. And they was talking about how they're in Memphis. And somebody had posted that link in one of my videos as a comment. So I went and looked at that video, and I watched it, and I went to the time frame that they said that you could hear the shots going off, and it's like it's a couple shots, and then it's like 2 minutes that go by, and then it's a couple more shots, and then
that's them shots
it's
by
a lot
that
of
door,
time.
dog.
Yeah, and it's a lot of time that was, so he was in there. They had already did something to him, and then they moved him to the front, and it was
Then
a
they said,
lot of
"Oh
time
shit,
that
oh
had
shit,
passed.
start moving them." You all point. Oh shit, start moving them. He was dead in there for a long time.
Yeah, he was in there for a minute, and that they were trying to figure out what to do. They were trying to figure out how can we make this, and maybe they called up the dudes in the white bands like last minute. Maybe they wasn't really involved in it till the last minute to be like they must
That's
have
right.
thought of something and then say, "Hey guys, come up in here and make it look like something happened in the front."
Yeah, the whole scene was staged, man. Because didn't that witness lady say she seen a lot of people walking around in there with guns and stuff like that? They was walking around and
Yeah,
stuff and doing a whole lot of moving and stuff because they was staging everything.
right. And she said the Family Dollar manager, who's a lady, even had her own gun. But they got a whole security guard in the Family Dollar. So what she need to have that for if they pay for security? Most companies, if they hire security guards, that means there's a policy where the employees can't have the straps. And so if the Family Dollar manager got her own strap there that day, she knew that something was about to be popping off. And she must have been told
Man,
ahead
I
of
think they
time
have.
that
I think
they
Dolph.
must
I
have
think
told
Dolph
her ahead
knew
of
it was a
time about
strap in
something.
Makita too. Dolph knew that it was a strap in Makita, so that's why he felt comfortable with having Demon go to Family Dollar like that. Demon felt comfortable with going to Family Dollar like that because he already knew what was going on. But when he went over there and stayed in Family Dollar that whole damn time with his weird ass, Dolph was in there thinking, "Oh, I'm good because they got the strap in here. I know Maurice strapped in here. We all good." But the whole time they not good. They locking the doors and now they shooting at Dolph. Shit
Yep.
crazy.
Maurice was definitely up in there, and everybody's saying that he looked like he changed his clothes when he came back out. And there's a laundromat right next door. And how you know that you know they got that back way where he could get in and out from Makita's to the laundromat through the back without nobody ever seeing him. So if he had Raven's boyfriend back there getting everything ready so he could hand off like a change of clothes while they're in that back little alley, then it makes sense that he could have did that while the other two dudes running to the Family Dollar, and then later he comes out like 2 minutes later, 1 minute later, he come out that side and walk up to the sidewalk in 007 scene, all of them. Yeah. So, and another thing is, what you think about how the security guard dude that they saying is Dolph's brother is from Chicago, right? But then the Tahoe and everything got Illinois plates. So do you think, just like how I think, that the security guard and the dudes with the Illinois plates and the Tahoe are somewhat connected?
Yeah, of course. You know somebody in Illinois, Chicago. Yep, he knows somebody in Chicago. Everybody know that he went and got the car. He went and got the Stoli or whatever. Everybody know how this go. If you from the hood, you know how that go. He went and got that car from Chicago and brought it down to Memphis for murder game.
Exactly. They be doing that like you do. Everybody knows that some weird you be doing some stuff in out of state plates if you know what I mean. Like this is how stuff go.
Yeah,
and
man.
but I believe that they got in on this whole plan because they have recruited while like Dolph out doing all the shows and stuff. People from CMG or the real haters or whoever is pulling the strings here could have went to the folks in Chicago and the security dude when the security dude wasn't with Dolph, right? Like maybe he had a birthday or his own time where he was back in Chicago and he wasn't with Dolph. Then somebody hating on Dolph, probably from CMG, went to him in Chicago, kind of recruited him and put him onto this plan, told him how much bread they could get cut off, round up a couple of your homies, and y'all gonna try to help out in this whole thing.
He made it seem like they was real, like really ops. Like he made it when he went to Chicago and recruited them. He made it seem like they was really into it. Like they was really beefing, like real hard. Like they were beefing, like where you could come outside or nothing. You feel me? But everybody know that they got them cars for down there. They came back up to Memphis, man. Once they came to Memphis, man, they knew what they was gonna do, man.
Yeah, they knew it was murder
game.
Yeah, and
I really want to know why
Dolph,
Maurice was moving his car though like that, man. It's not no way you on a crime scene, you moving your car back and forth, man. And you
That's
the main
right,
one
the
saying
way-
that you not there? Come on, bro. How you was there before the police and you got enough time to hop in your car and move your car and do it, but you would saying stay with me, Dolph, and all of this. That's
all
too
that
much
weird
time.
stuff. And 007 says she's seen him move his car. So why would he have his car parked closer up to the front and then move it later? And the way she was describing him being parked wasn't him being parked like normal. He had pulled up like double parked on so like he came in sideways in the parking spots.
He wasn't parallel because
go ahead.
No.
He was in parallel, so it could they was probably moving him in from the car to in the cookie shop possibly. Who really knows?
He was coming from that back door. He was moving back from that back door, and he was basically trying to get out of the crime scene. That's really what he was trying to do. So he was moving back from the back door after shooting Dolph and running out of there and stuff like that. That's why he was in that car. That's why he was in that car right there.
And then the thing is that he had moved his car and everything, and he was there way before the 12 got there. But then when they get there, he starts saying, "Oh, I was just right here," and he pointed at the car like as if he hadn't moved it or nothing. And
yeah,
so he already from the jump sticking to some kind of narrative.
Come on, man. Don't nobody get to no murder that quick without the police getting there and the police down the street. That don't make sense.
Down the street.
That don't make sense.
That's the craziest thing. How could they be right down the street and don't respond for no 15 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
And then they delayed everything by 3 hours. Dolph was in there already gone for 3 hours before they actually had pulled up and did the ambulance and all that stuff.
Yeah, because
nobody tried to help him.
Nobody tried to help him. Dolph was in Makita's. Nobody knew because his car was parked on the side at first, but then Dolph moved it to the front when he knew the money was going to get counted up. Once he knew the money was going to get counted up, it was a wrap. They instantly locked the door.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you could send us something on my to the 1-1 on my Instagram page at CEO Media Daily. At CEO Media Daily. One word on my Instagram. You can send whatever you want. Hit in the DMs. So, let me go find another question to get somebody answer to. So, somebody said Dolph probably drove from Chicago and was followed the whole time. I mean, I never see videos of Dolph on a jet that much no more. So he might be driving all his cars now. So it do make sense somebody could have followed him. And in order to follow somebody for like state to state, you got to be in like some kind of regular truck, like a F-150 or a Tahoe, something that you're going to see everywhere where it's not going to be weird that you see that car all the time.
Right, and if he was followed for that long, that kind of debunked the gas station little fake theory they be trying to come up with because the cameras were off at Makita's and they knew that he was going there that day, so they knew that they could get away with that shit like that. Well, they knew they was going to do something with the cameras that day, so they knew they could get away with that shit, and they knew that they was in on it. So it's just no, it don't make no sense to say, oh, he could have got killed at this gas station. Why would you do that right there? All these cameras and shit, you know that shit
Right.
public information, that shit coming out. Like, bro, they knew something was gonna be happening with them cameras. They knew Makitas was in on it. They knew.
They knew. And Turo, you right. Cops love when gangsters get something happen to them. You know what I mean? I'm gonna keep it PG so we don't say the K word and stuff like that. I don't want to do something to our channel, but look, the
That's a
cops,
fact.
they've been hating on Dolph and them for a long time. They took money from him and all that. But
R.I.P.
what the cops hate the most is when you turn from a hustler on the street to a real legitimate business person and somebody get money. While their 12 salaries stay the same and they still in their job taking risks, and you over here made it out of the same streets that they patrol and everything like that, they get jealous. So, you know, that's one thing.
Exactly. People can say what they want to say, man. We just having like a barbershop talk, man. People that really
Right.
sit up here and say all of this shit. Raven and all of these people put their foot in their mouth every day, every week. That's the people that's actually involved. So think about that. They supposed to be keeping it street. They supposed to be keeping their mouth closed and keeping it cordial, but they can't because they involved. Just like when people and stuff like that get caught up in a situation, they telling themselves because they scared.
Right. You can't trust the loudest person in the room. You know what I mean? Like, they just keep talking and talking. Like they just running the. You know, somebody when you get a group of people, right, that might be involved in something. The ones that got nothing to worry about ain't gonna be talking about it every day or coming up on interviews and this and that. If they know they didn't do anything wrong, they don't need to talk about it. Most cases,
Exactly.
that people are innocent, they don't speak nothing, and then the people never just leave them alone, and they never end up coming back for a second interview.
I want to
But
bounce
these,
off of what
go ahead.
a slow blogger said. A slow blogger said that what if it happened at Family Dollar? Y'all wouldn't be treating Family Dollar like this. Family Dollar is going to speak about that probably one time. If Dolph got killed inside Family Dollar, they'll speak about it one time and send their condolences. And then after that, it'll be over. Then they'll do their court things and stuff that they would have to tend to. But other than that, they're not coming out and just speaking on the news. That, you know, instead of, they wouldn't be on YouTube probably, but they'll be on the news or something if they was Raven. They wouldn't be doing that. They wouldn't keep on speaking and speaking and being like, "Oh, this it's not us, it's not us, it's not us," because they have nothing to hide.
Exactly. And somebody in the private hit me up and said that was Big Homie G involved because he got that song with Straight Drop. So, well, if he was Straight Drop, if he doing a song with Straight Drop and he from Memphis, he should know that that's a op to PRE. So it kind of throw him in the mix. But he too, somebody would, that guy's big, so somebody would have clearly seen him if he was on scene. But he could just be somebody that supports the opposition. Big Homie G. And I want to go in the common sense said, what about the photos? It's a picture in picture. Because I dropped a video proving to y'all off of MPD's Facebook page that they, when in November 17th, when they put the picture up of the people that came out the white Benz, you could look, and I circled in red that in the bottom corner, when they up by the curb, they put a picture of the background and the bottom corner. And if the background don't have the guys in it, but it got the shadow of the street sign in the back. So you know that that picture was edited. So in order to post something on Facebook or online, you got to first have it downloaded in your phone or do something to it to post it.
Right.
They didn't
That's
just,
a fact.
if they took it to the news will make sure they get the raw stuff, and the news will do whatever edit they feel is necessary to run an actual report.
They're not going to do that because they know the police going to keep it private. The police going to keep it separate, but the police going to keep it so private to the point where they, in court telling you that you're guilty. So, and then they'll release the footage. Then the footage will come out the next day of what really happened inside Makitas, and then the movie will be made about Young Dolph. So, I mean, it's really crazy, bro. Like, you can't cover this up. It's a murder, bro. Like, are you really?
They can't cover it up because people like us, me and you, bro, and everybody in here, we hip to this. We know when people are BSing us, and we don't take everything for face value. When people tell us stuff, we don't just say okay and follow them as that's the 100% truth. We actually think for ourselves and figure out what's real and what's not. So that's the
Exactly.
difference between how people that's gonna solve the case and people that's not gonna solve the case.
And as you can see, Street Blog Media
and CEO Media, we gonna be the ones that y'all need to pay attention to. So somebody, Banana Get It, said, send me a link. I got a question for you guys on the panel. So look, put your question in the comments, or if you want to get a question answered in a video, just DM me at CEO Media Daily on Instagram, and I can make a whole video talking about your question. But if you want to answer right now, just put it in the comments here. But yeah, so Dolph might as well pulled up there with the whole PRE. That's what I'm thinking, because if he had a video shoot, real one for life, just to answer your question or kind of go off what you said, if it was a video shoot, it's not just going to be him and some bodyguards.
It's not just going to be him and one other person. It's going to be about 3-4 cars pulling up. Dolph knew that he was in a safe zone, and he knew nobody knew his location but Makita Raven.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
He was in a
CJ
safe
said,
zone.
Go ahead, H.
Oh no, I just was going off of what he said. You know, I said he thought he was in the safe zone, and in all actuality, like CJ said in his comment, he put a snake emoji, and people knows what gang that's affiliated with, and people in Memphis keep on saying, you know, South Memphis, North Memphis, it ain't no beef. Yeah, we know it ain't no beef because y'all all slimed in together.
Yeah, they could say that. Anybody knows that when you ask somebody if they got beef, they're supposed to say no, and that it just is what it is. They dodge the question. That's how you're supposed to answer that. But to CJ, who said, where's Dolph's brother? He knows the truth, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's saying the security guard's supposed to be Dolph's brother, but we haven't seen the security guard since he got taken away by MPD on scene. He hasn't came out, and we haven't heard from him. So if we can get interview from the cell, we could try to get a call in or something if we could figure out where to do that. But
right,
hey,
and
he in some kind of protection. He in some kind of witness protection or something.
Because we looked him up and we went to the place that they said that he was facilitated, and we couldn't find him.
He wasn't there. We couldn't find him. We tried to call. You know how you could call any county or whatever and ask charges on who and da, right? But
if it's federal, they don't got to release that information.
They don't got to. So that's how you know he in the Fed. And what happens to somebody? Look, so according to him, he's gonna say he was doing this on self-defense, right? So they got to take him away there to do the questioning. And if he involved on a case on the Feds and he's supposed to be doing that on self-defense, and he's seen what happened, he under witness protection. He a witness who got actually shot at or shot some, try to bust rounds. Yeah, he's someone that you got to keep away so they don't get him, because they'll actually look for him.
He's a witness he's a witness that is now protected by the people. You see what I'm saying?
And that's really sad though, that you're a witness of your man's getting killed, but you don't even want to see no footage. We don't see you going off on leaders or nobody asking for no footage. That's weird, bro. If my brother gets killed in the store, bro, I'm trying to get that damn footage, and I would go online and shit like that, because that's what we got social media for. And I'll be going at they ass about that footage. Like, that's weird as a bitch.
Yep. And I don't know. And somebody said, what about the girl in Makita's shirt ditching something over the fence? We don't know if they actually searched the whole woods to figure out if somebody threw their straps back there on their way running out the back door. And we don't know if there were any people who ran the other way or ran into the woods that actually didn't get seen by 007. If there were more than the people that we think, then we don't know who they could have been, because they could have ran in a different direction that is actually more smart to run in, where there's no cameras or no witnesses standing there, right? They're dumb for running out the back of the shop and running into a store full of people who didn't see them there when all the rounds was going off, and they didn't come out buying anything. So it should be easy to see that these guys didn't go there to shop or nothing.
Let me ask you
this. They
this.
weren't there before. They just,
If they ran into Family Dollar, don't you think that Maurice ran into his car with them when they was running to Family Dollar, and that would be the same time period. Because when Maurice got in his car, it wasn't when the police was there.
Right. Maurice would have ran to them if he wasn't back there changing his clothes. So that's what he was doing while they were running to the Family Dollar. He's over here changing his clothes.
He
Right?
had to change his clothes because the stuff had got on his shirt and the top of his hat. The hat that his favorite hat. The stuff got on his favorite hat. It was a blue one.
He had the chef hat, and when he went and said the "Stay with me, Dolph, stay with me, Dolph," that's really him like doing somewhere there and ruffling around, right? So he got something on him, and he had to go change real quick. That's why he came out up the sidewalk after the dudes had already been in the Family Dollar and then was walking out. He must have sent them a text saying, "I'm walking up the sidewalk. Y'all go ahead and walk the other way because I got the big hat on and this. I'm gonna be the owner, so people gonna start looking at me, asking me questions, and that should make him a distraction. So
at that point in time that you're talking
walk
about,
away.
Dolph jewelry was already gone, so they probably was running off with Dolph jewelry and everything. That's crazy.
Yeah, and they try to charge Straight Drop with running off with Dolph's jewelry. So maybe Straight Drop got the jewelry, like the necklace or the watch, and then the other dudes got the other ones, because Dolph had 2 watches on and all them chains on his neck, and then a couple rings. He had the star ring. That's why
And they
people
said
are
they
saying
had
not to get
he
the
had
star
money in
ring
his
no
car.
more.
They said he
Yeah,
had
yeah,
money
people.
in
Yeah,
his
they
car.
don't want nobody get. They said they don't want nobody getting a star ring because RP Young Dolph. Yep.
RP Flipper, man.
So look, the ballistics people are gonna be able to figure out if he got hit in the back first or in the front first, and then they're gonna be and they haven't came out and said nothing else. And we've been talking. I know they hear us. We've been talking about how there's no rounds or shells in the front. There's nothing, no holes on the back wall. But they saying their plumbing got hit. So what that tell you? Did they pop rounds in the bathroom or in that hallway if their plumbing got hit? Because
Well,
ain't
of
no
course
need
they
for
did.
water lines to be in that front lobby. It'd be
Of
water
course
lines
they
in the
did. And
bathroom
they're gonna
though.
be sick when ballistics show that them shots wasn't coming from with the glass and everything show and the door show. So that's their fault.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they don't want to release the footage, is because they know that it's not going to line up with all these lies that this girl went out and said, and that's going to damage the cover. Because 12 love it when gangsters go down, so they don't want to ruin that thing for them where they're like, oh, she lied too much, and now we got to actually undo the cover up and charge everybody. Because anytime where they really want to solve it, it's quick. They round up everybody, boom, 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 trial. Look at all the trials happening right now with the other stuff. People are getting quick locked up. And this one is taking forever. And all they had to do was sweep the print day one.
I'm going to be honest with you guys. Makita's Raven, she is the one to blame, and I'm not judging anything, but she could easily hand over that footage instead of sending us the messages and emails of the pictures. Like, we need the footage, not the pictures. The pictures show
Right. If he really wanted to do justice, he should have went on that dude channel and released the footage.
Exactly. Why would they not release the footage on the news, and instead MPD want to post it on their Facebook page? Because if they send it to the news got real professionals who know when a photo been edited, and they're gonna be like, okay, guys, what is this? Like, why are y'all giving us we don't want to be liable to put this on air, and we don't want to be part of it. You know what I mean? That's why the news didn't say nothing up until now when they got the Justin Johnson guy, and they still didn't give the news no footage. So why they don't even want to give the news footage? Because the news could just tell everybody the narrative that they want to hear, right? And all they got to do is give them some type of footage to go with it. But they not even wanting the news to go and give that. And they don't even want the news
why
part
Maurice
of it.
ain't called police? Because Maurice was too busy staging. Maurice too busy staging the scene. He too busy setting it up. So he don't got time to call the police. He got more time to call Raven and make sure Raven get down there and save him, because he feel like Raven his savior.
Right? Yeah, exactly what he said. Maurice was too busy just calling on the phone with Raven, but he changing his clothes and all that stuff, so he got a lot going on. And somebody, Angelique, said they forgot about the jewelry. So let me go back to that 1 second.
His jewelry.
Okay, so look, we're gonna do a couple more questions real quick, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of this because we gonna have to continue a part 2 to this, because we covered everything up to this point. Now we're gonna filter in what was not answered in a part 2. But let me take a couple more questions. So
Yo, before you get into that, dog, I want you to
yeah,
salute y'all channel, and I want y'all to keep doing what y'all doing, bro, because y'all going up and y'all viral. So keep on the good content, and keep it up,
absolutely.
man.
Hey, I appreciate it, man.
Bro,
We appreciate you been here the whole time, so we
appreciate it. We
that.
appreciate you, bro, to the fullest, man.
Look,
All right,
we
I'm gonna
gonna
get
put,
with y'all, man. How we get in contact with y'all?
man, DM me on Instagram, CEO Media Daily, all one word, CEO MEDIADAILY, or it's in
All
my
right,
other
y'all,
videos
man.
too,
Y'all get they lights
or
up, man. These are
SK.
real ones right here, man.
Appreciate that, man. And tap into Street Blogs Media. That's a backup page. We're going to start getting really deep with that because it's a new page and we could talk more freely on that one. Make sure to tap into this. This is going to be, I'm daily with this. So look, hey, the news lied too. That's another thing. Somebody said, King RB. A lot of people said, let the 12 handle it. Let the news report it. Well, are you gonna let 12 and news control everything in your life? Are you gonna wait for them to give you permission to live life? So why should I have to wait for them when I got my own mind to make things up? Okay. Another thing is, we need the inside of the store footage. Obviously, yes, of course, Cedric. We need that footage so bad, and they holding out on it because they are hiding something. Digital analyst at the news station in Memphis is being investigated for those photos of the shooters allegedly. Nikki Nicole, thank you so much for putting that out there because it's proven that this dude did edit the footage and he's being investigated. That means that the marshals don't like what they saw about them posting that picture.
Mm-hmm.
So
why would you take that picture out of all the pictures?
Right.
Why won't you take a picture of Dolph standing at the counter?
Exactly. So, man, hey, we appreciate everybody that was in here. Make sure if you didn't like this channel, go ahead and like this video and subscribe. We're gonna tune in again. I just posted a video a couple hours ago, and it's covering more subjects in there. And stay tuned to come back for tomorrow. So we appreciate y'all. Run up the new channels, Street Blog Media. Keep going on this one and share our stuff. So I would love to keep going on all night, but I gotta say, we're going to let it go off in this and let y'all get some rest. But we're going to continue this, and we're going to keep it going for y'all, man. Rest in peace to Dolph, and salute to everybody on your way out. Hit that like button. Have a great rest of the night. We out.